also to have a good foundation in in our family, and with that in our societies also. We had a brief discussion about honesty and outcome of honesty, and also last week we tackled about the points which can be obstacle in the way of honesty, which is sometimes having a suspicious and doubts, and how this doubt and suspicions can destroy our families and so on and so forth. Today I would like to focus about the honesty, and also when we have feedbacks, how to take it and how to give it to each other, and how to build around the honesty our relationships and our families. Let me give you a brief points before I start this. One of the key point about honesty is our mistakes, because often we commit mistakes. In order to avoid the mistakes, we run away from the honesty, and we try to find some excuses, either to feel good that I had a mistakes because of him or her, or because of other things, right? So first we want to make ourselves to believe that what I committed a mistakes is not a problem, because other party also has that. The second point is, because by nature once we commit a mistakes, we don't want to show ourselves that I'm second class, or I'm bad, or something I'm lacking. So the third point also is, the other party may use those mistakes because I'm honest, I'm vocal, and I say, I'm sorry, whatever. The other party, maybe she takes those points or those mistakes of mine as a tool to degrade me, or tool to use against me. So these are the main, some obstacles why we are not honest. So first we have to understand and acknowledge that mankind, no matter who, me, you, all of us, except Aimatul Huda, we commit mistakes. Jaizul Khata, all of us, no doubt about that, right? So if someone says that I'm pure from all the mistakes, she is a liar. Although Ma'asumin, Ahlul Bayt, Imam Ali, Fatima Zahra, all of them, they have a certificate from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, إِنَّمَا يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ لِيُذْهِبَ عَنْكُمْ رِجْسَ أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ. Even then, they did not claim in front of their families or spouses that I'm pure from all the mistakes. We have ample amount of evidence and riwayat and ahadith that whenever the wives of our ma'asumin, they point out that you made this mistake, the reaction of our imam in the first place is, I'm so sorry. That's the first reaction. And then they explain, but they find a better time to explain that why you have this misconception, or why you thought this way. Right? So here you can understand that even our imams are ma'asumin, they themselves, they're not claiming in their family members that I'm a ma'asum in all the areas, although they're ma'asum. But when it comes to the daily life, in reality of the lives, they don't want to deal that, oh, you are wrong, I'm all the time right. So that perception by itself can destroy the families. If someone has this misconception that I am completely right and the other party is wrong, that concept itself is a destructive and can destroy our families. So all of us, we have to agree and we have to acknowledge that we commit mistakes. When I say me, all of us, there is no exemption here. We commit mistakes. That's first point. Second point is, when we commit a mistake, either we don't acknowledge, or we don't have a right way to communicate to other people. Third, the other party also, when they see some mistakes, they don't have a good system, structure of communicating to the other party that you did this wrong, or this is the problem I'm facing, and so on and so forth. And because they're lacking a proper communication to point out our mistakes, we want to get away from that situation. So then sometimes this happens that we forget about the main problem and we are kind of talking around and around and around, which has nothing to do with the main subject we started. Why? Because we caught up with some of the mistakes. You did this, you did that, and all of that. So that's the main problem what we see. In other hand, if you look at the purpose of the marriage, I would like to take you to the house of Fatima al-Zahra and Amir al-Mu'mineen. A day after marriage of noble lady of Islam and beloved Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen, noble Prophet comes to the house of his daughter and he asks her, his daughter, how do you find your new spouse? Which is beloved Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen. And her answer is amazing. What she says is, وَجَدْتُ عَوْنًا, I find him as my helper and best partner in serving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and achieving the ultimate purpose, which qurb of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? So, if we see marriage as that noble institution can take us to qurb of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what we see with each other, our spouses, as extra eye, extra ear, and extra aun and helper for my own mistakes first, not about others. Right? If I feel my wife, my spouse, as my best helper in fixing my own problems, and my ears, and my eye, and my tongue, I can find the best situation. Why? Because, for example, if you nominate someone that watch him, her, whatever they say, because you trust that person, it will be easy to accept, right? Because he, she is there to watch out. So this is one of the very important points, that we have to see that, yes, we may commit a mistake, and we have our spouses as our best mu'een and helper and extra eye to take care of our own mistakes. If we have these two, then it's a matter of how to approach, when to approach, what to say, and so on and so forth. We can cover later, inshallah. But Muhammad Ali Muhammad Salawat. So, when we talk about our mistakes, first we have to focus ourselves. I want to repeat this, it's very important, that if we don't start with ourselves, there is no good foundation, there is no good system to begin with. If I see myself as a ma'soom, or the one who don't commit any mistake, I have no mistakes whatsoever, there is no ground to build. But if I come down to a situation that, let's start from my own mistakes. One of the key points which I'm also dealing day and night, and I'm sure that every single person who is in this situation, I'm sure that some of you also, you are dealing with these kinds of situation with other people, that one of the parties, they refuse to go to the counselor or to get a right help because they think that it's not my problem, it's his problem or her problem. Why I have to go? I don't have the problem. It's with you. You are the problem. Go. This is the attitude we have. So this attitude can destroy us. The simple answer at which I say is, okay, brother, sister, if you think that it's not your problem, it's his or her problem, then why are you afraid to go to the counselor? Let's go to the counselor. And the counselor is supposed to be a non-biased person, right? He, she can listen to both of you, and he or she can tell you the points to fix. Otherwise, if you have this attitude, it's going to be a destructive attitude. So that's why it's very important to focus first yourself, myself. I have to start with myself. That's why we have a hadith. I quoted some of the hadith. مَعْرِفَةُ الْمَرْءِ بِعُيُوبِهِ أَنْفَعُ الْمَعَارِفِ. If you want to know the best knowledge you can acquire in your lifetime is the mistakes of yourself, right? مَعْرِفَةُ الْمَرْءِ بِعُيُوبِهِ. If I recognize and acknowledge and understand, if I know my own mistakes, that's the best knowledge I can have. المتقي من اتقى الذنوب والمتنزه عن من تنزه عن العيوب. Oh, this is also the same hadith, that if you're looking for muttaqi is not the one who's pointing out to others, the one who's pointing about himself. If you want to know the mutanazzih, the one who reached the highest rank of tanazzuh, zuhd, is the one who is looking for her own mistakes. كفى بالمرء جهلا أن يجهل عيوب نفسه ويتعنى على الناس بما لا يستطيع التحول عنه. Allahu Akbar. كفى بالمرء جهلا is one catastrophe, one ignorance for us is enough. That if I don't see my own mistakes, and yet I'm talking and entertaining about the mistakes of other people. كفى بالمرء جهلا. Allahu Akbar. You want to know who's Jahil? Abu Jahl? Abu Jahl is the one who ignores his own mistakes, not others. But Muhammad wa ali Muhammad sallallahu. Again, hadith. أفضل الناس من شغلته معايبه عن عيوب الناس. عن عيوب الناس. MashaAllah. أفضل الناس, the best among the ummah of Holy Prophet. So Holy Prophet, right? The best among my ummah are those who are busy and occupied with their own mistakes. And they have no time to focus about others, right? أفضل الناس. الله أكبر. اشتغالك بمعائب نفسك يكفيك العار. What a beautiful hadith. Even this simple hadith, if we can put it in our homes, and if we remind ourselves, first, myself, how great, beautiful atmosphere we can create in our homes, because we're going to have a good foundation. We can say, okay, let's start. Since I have mistakes, I want to fix my mistake. The other party will be ready to communicate and to, work with. But if you from the beginning says, I am pure, I'm ma'asum, I'm Imam Ali, and you are wrong. So obviously, with that attitude, no one wants to even sit next to you, because there is no, common ground here. You need to create a good common ground. طوبى لمن شغله عيوبه عن عيوب الناس. Again, طوبى, the one whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed day and night. Constant blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon the person who is busy with his own mistakes rather than pointing the mistakes of others. And a few other hadith, I would like to skip that hadith because we want to go to the main point. So here, brothers and sisters, when we talk about building the family, honesty is one of the great pillar. And in that honesty, one of the main obstacle is our own mistakes or mistakes of other people. And because we want to hide those mistakes, we are not honest. A hadith and riwayats encourages that to see our own mistakes, right? But you cannot live with only looking at your own mistakes. If you're in a society where you have a limited amount of interaction with the people, you can get away. For example, you come to SABA, you go to work, and you spend a couple of hours, and even you see that, for example, Abid is wrong, you can get away from that, right? Because you're not dealing with Abidi 24/7. But once you go to home, you cannot. Why? Because home is not house, right? We have a difference between house and home. Most of people, those who are fighting, they have their own houses, not home. They fail to build the home. They have houses, which is beautiful, fancy, everything. But what's lacking is the peace and tranquility and belongings and having a comfort space. Once you're lacking comfort space, you don't have that, the beautiful atmosphere of having home. You're lacking. You want to run away most of the time. That's what happens is some people, when they started arguing and fighting and so on and so forth, they have no interest to go and spend their time in their homes. What they do is once they come out of the home, they feel better. They say, wow, I'm free. I feel better. Why? Because we failed to build the homes. What we have is houses, and we are building the houses. We are doing more cosmetics. We are spending more energy and time to decorate this and that. But we are not investing to build the house. House could be like Imam Ali's, with no fancy thing. It's just very simple, made out of the wood and the rocks and very simple materials, right? But once you go inside of the house of Amir al-Mu'mineen, Fatima al-Zahra, noble lady of Islam, she built a house where Imam Ali alayhi salam, he feels that this is my house, right? That is the concept. So here, when we talk about the mistakes, yes, for sure, no doubt about that, I should focus on me. But in reality, I cannot live to see the same mistake is happening from my spouse, right? Or vice versa. In that situation, you cannot say that, you know what? I have to take care of myself. I don't want to see my spouse. It's irrelevant. I wish we could be. Yes, our imams, they did. Allahu Akbar. Again, I mentioned this beautiful hadith. From whom? Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Constantly we have a hadith and riwayah that he used to say, Ana uhibbuki. To whom? Ja'ada, the one who poisoned him. The one who caused the death of Imam Hassan. With all of that. So why? Imam Hassan, he doesn't have any knowledge? No, he had the absolute knowledge. When he was saying, he mean it. Not, for example, he was lying. No. Why? Because it's a hukm of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's an ironic point that we have to understand that it's a hukm of Allah. It's not about me, about you. No. It's a hukm of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So that's an amazing point. So here, we have to understand that once other party is pointing out some of the mistakes, problems, there's a couple of points. One, either we don't know how to communicate, or we don't know how to accept that. It's very difficult because I made this mistake 5 years back, 10 years back, a year back, yesterday, a day before yesterday, everything was going very good. And all of a sudden, my mistake pop it up, and then I have no face and how to accept that. So then I try to find some excuses to wash that, to bring some more excuses, to make it very easy to accept or digest, right? Or sometimes our intentions are not ready, not right. Why? Because, for example, the spouses, when they're dealing with each other, the other party says, you know what, I accepted a mistake one time, but he is keep reminding me after maybe 5 years again, you did this, you did this, you did this, you did that. Or I told him his mistake and he reacted very bad. So then I don't have any energy and courage to say it. So back to what? We failed to build our houses to home. If we build our houses to home, should not be that case. Our intentions are pure, right? It's easy to communicate. It's easy to accept. And it's easy to build and move on to the next level. So these are the very important points. So here we understand that either the way we communicate, or it's difficult to digest and accept, or our intentions. If you resolve these problems, very easy to reach out. So some of the points about communication I mentioned before, but I want to go from different perspective, different point of view, so we can have a better idea. Please start a salawat. So as I mentioned, again, back to the same point, to create a good atmosphere, foundation that, yes, I do have mistakes. Great. Second, I'm ready to accept, and I see some of the problems about you, right? So then you created a good atmosphere and you want to resolve the problem with sincere, pure intention, not with the intention of documentation, not with the intention of tahqir, or you want to degrade someone, or you want to bring it to the court, or you want to use against her or him in any circumstances, whether law or here or there, right? So one of the very important point is you don't accept because maybe he or she will bring it to even the law, or the court, or here or there. So all of that. Once you are dealing as a family, the stake is your own life and your children and your future generations. If you have a huge stake, which is a key point between you and your spouse, you should not hesitate to resolve those problems. So once you find out that the first point is timings, again, because I mentioned this before in communication, point, I don't want to, go in deep, but just I would like to bring one of the very important point is timing is very important. Main point about timings is you need to mentally and emotionally prepare for that. What does it mean? When you are fighting or you have some bad day, mentally you're ready to attack, or mentally she's not ready, right? Or emotionally they're swinging, or has some other problems. It's very important to ignore that and let's start the new era, and then later on find some good time where you can communicate. Again, the approach is not that you should ignore altogether. No. You should not ignore. Why? Because if something is bothering you, sometimes you will amaze at as small points about he did this or she did this. Small thing which has nothing to do with your own self. It's about the neighbors, or sometimes about the family members, sometimes about the work, about strange people, or sometimes some email, call, something which is completely irrelevant to you, right? So that can cause a huge problem, right? It's very important to find a good timing where mentally and emotionally you're ready to communicate, and also she's ready to accept. Sometimes mentally you're ready, emotionally you're ready, but your spouse is not. So you need to avoid that. You need to take into consideration that maybe she has some bad time. Once you go to home, you don't need to jump to the problems. That you read this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's very important. The second point is place. The best thing is private. Again, sometimes we have, in Urdu we have some very bad sentence, which is in English can be dignified words, right? In Urdu we say muh phat. The one who has no, lihaz or no formalities, he says whatever, right? But in English you say, oh, he's a very frank. Baba, frank is good. But you need to see, you should not say it in front of the people. You should not have that even in front of the children. Lots of times, it's not hypocrisy. Sometimes we think that, oh, he's hypocrite. Munafiq. Why? Because in front of example, people, he, she acts differently. No, that's not the case, right? It's not nifaq here. In reality, you want to avoid the situation to, be worse, right? You don't want to be part of the problem. You want to be part of solution. So you want to find the solution, not to, put more fuel in the problem. It's very important. Private place. Try to avoid that in front of the people, family members, in front of the others or children and so on and so forth. You don't want to be shuja and very brave person. Shujaat and brave person is not that in front of other people you want to insult and humiliate other people. No. Find a cozy place, private place, where you can say it. Third, that's also, again, we need to understand that how we say it. We have ample amount of ahadith and riwayat. Again, if you go back to the last slide, you can find out that one of the very important point is your intentions, right? So it's very easy to understand the intention of other people. You don't need to be genius, right? The way you talk, the way you express, the way, for example, you investigate and so on. So all of that can be a very good tool to understand that you have a good intention and you have a better way to express. One of the point is indirect. Again, this is not all the time. Sometimes you need to be very to the point and direct, because sometimes maybe, like me myself, it's very difficult for me to get some indirect criticism from people. Sometimes someone has to say, okay, Abidi, you have this problem 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's good, no problem. But with the dignity and with the, all the elements, right? Sometimes, but majority of the time, you don't need to say directly, right? You can avoid the situation. You can teach each other better by bringing the points with examples from, other people or other situations, indirect. But sometimes you need to go directly, that's okay. So one of the point is how frequent you bringing up, right? For example, you had some incident and you accepted that, and your spouse bringing 5 times, 10 times a day, 50 times a week, 1,000 times a month. Then after that, you're going to be fed up, right? So you don't want to even deal with. It's become normal. So one of the very important point to understand is, the fahsha is to making obvious and normal. So we should not make things, or especially sins, as a normal sins. No, sins should be treated as a very bad, right? So if you keep reminding at one time, other party says that, so what? Yes, I did. Then at that time you have no other choice. What do you want to do? So there is a limit to it. Yes, it's good to remind, ذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ ذِكْرَةً تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, but with lots of considerations, we need to understand that point also. Please cite as salawats. One of the very important point is when we want to attack, I don't want to say attack people or attack our spouses, when we want to, bring him in same page, right? Start with good things. Lots of times what happens is people are begging or hungry to hear some good points. If we fail to say good points about our spouse, like myself, what I do is, even for example, is good food, we say, mashallah, what a good water is. It's a delicious water. Water has nothing to do. She did not cook the water, right? Sometimes something like that. No, praise something, say something, right? So you can create a good atmosphere. Once you create the good atmosphere, then you can say, wow, you have, for example, 10 great points, but I see one area to progress, one area of challenge, not mistake. Not your, for example, problems. No, there is no problems. Inshallah, we have a good life, everything good. But some of the area to improve so we can have a better life, right? So start with good things. Believe me, when you point out some of the good points, start good points, praising, tackling, and talking about some good things. Sometimes people, they come, right? They say, okay, sister, can you name 5 good qualities of your husband? She's, she thinks for half an hour. It means there's a problem. Or brother, can you tell me 5 good points about your wife? I don't know, he's sweating. He doesn't know. There is a big problem, right? We don't see good points. If we fail to see good point, all the time bad point, Allahu Akbar. It's a hadith from Allahu Akbar, Holy Prophet. So in general, animals are bad, right? Not bad in the sense they're bad. When you compare animals to human being, insan, because our ingredients is jawharun, jismun, namiyun, haywanun, natiq, right? So we have every single qualities of jawhar, jism, nami, and haywan. And on top of that, we are insan too, right? So we should not even compare to haywan. We should not learn from haywan anything. Haywan should learn from us, right? Because we are superior, supposed to be. But Holy Prophet, he says, if even you want to compare yourself to the haywanat, or you want to, for example, like that, Holy Prophet says, kun kan nahla. Be like what? Honeybee. Honeybee, right? Shahad ki makhi. Zamburi asal, honeybee, right? Kun kan nahla. What happens nahla? إذا وضعت طيبة. إذا أخذت طيبة. Right? When it takes the best. Honeybee, what does is, even for example, pollen. You go to any flower. What happens is, honeybee sits, even in the pollens, there is a poison pollen, and it's a good, sweet, right? So honeybee takes only sweet, which is not a bitter one, or not can destroy our lives. When takes أخذت طيبة, takes the best. إذا وضعت طيبة. When gives something, gives the best, which is honey, right? Takes the best and gives the best. So be like that. Not any other fly which when sits anywhere destroys that. Takes the worst thing, gives the worst thing. For example, nowadays, the research says that any fly sits in our body or anywhere, they carry more than 70 types of germs. Allahu Akbar. Even, for example, in normal flower, when any fly sits there, the age of that flower goes down to half. Instead of lasting for 2 days or 3 days, it's going to last for 1 day. Half that, right? So even if you want to take something good from haywanat, take it the good. Have, like, for example, honeybee, kanahla. That is a beautiful lesson for all of us. So once we start, we have to start with good. Again, we cannot have the best lives. No, our lives are ups and downs, and we're going to have challenges and problems, and we face the problems. No doubt about that. But very important point is seeing the good points about each other, and starting with the good points can save us. And you're going to be stress-free, believe me. If you see only negative points, what happens is in your mind, you're going to spin around, spin around. The moment you go to home, you're thinking about 50 bad things about your spouse, and you have no courage, you have no foundation to even talk and begin with any conversations. But if you think about good things, before you go to home, you start thinking about, for example, how she cooks, or I'm sure that she has 50 billion things, good things she offered you. And also same thing, sisters, when you are expecting that your husband is coming, you can think positively. 50 things, 1,000 things, I don't know, more or less. And start with some good points. When you start that, then you're going to create a good atmosphere and we can have a good discussion. But Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawats. I would like to mention a few points about al-Baneen, the mother of Abul Fadl Abbas, Fatima bint Hizam, the one whom our beloved Imam Sajjad was praising that. Indeed, Fatima bint Hizam, or al-Baneen, she was in the house of Ahlul Bayt like the Fatima bint Muhammad. Allahu Akbar. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. It's very important to understand the significant and greatness and noble position of al-Baneen. Ya Allah, when beloved Imam Amir al-Mu'minin, he wanted to marry after the Rahlat al-Shahadat of Fatima al-Zahra, he approaches to his brother Aqil, the one who was expert in finding the generations among the people. And he said that, indeed, I have a desire to bring a mother for Hasanain, Zainab wa Kulthum, Ya Allah. The moment his brother Aqil, he suggested about al-Baneen, beloved Imam Amir al-Mu'minin, he had great feelings. And he did 2 rakat prayer. And he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the best outcome of this marriage. And indeed, the best outcome of this marriage is 4 shaheeds in the battle of Karbala. What we hear is only about Abul Fadl Abbas, but 4 shaheeds. And when the caravan of Imam Hussein, they returned back to Medina, the Bashir was announcing in Medina that indeed the caravan of Imam Hussein came back, where people were waiting. al-Baneen, she asked only one question: where is my master Hussein? When people, they said that your son Abbas, Abdullah, and so on and so forth, they died in the battle of Karbala, she said, Kulluhum bifidal Hussein. All of them, I want to sacrifice them for Hussein. Where is my master Hussein? That was her loyalty. That was her sacrifice. And that's what her ithar, Ya Allah. So today, in the Islamic calendar, we mark as a day of the Rahlat of al-Baneen. And just take yourself to Medina. This amazing point about Baqi is that you have the graves which is unmarked and unknown, but everyone knows and recognizes. And what a desire of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that the grave of Fatima bint Rasulullah is not known to anyone, is hidden by the people, but the grave of al-Baneen is visible for everyone. So people, they can go and pay their tribute to al-Baneen. When you go and stand in Baqi, you say, Assalamu alayki ya bint ya, Assalamu alayki ya zawjata Amir al-Mu'minin, Assalamu alayki ya Ummu Abil Fadl Abbas. And also in the Har Ziyarat Name, we have Assalamu alayki ya al-Hasan wal-Hussein. Ya Allah, the one who nurtures to Hussein and Hassan, Zainab ibn Kulthum, al-Baneen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us, her shafa'at, and give us strength and tawfiq to understand her position and maqam, so we can be included on the judgment day with al-Baneen, inshallah. إلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات بالأخص مرحومين حاضرين يوم مرحوم الرحمات بالأخص مرحوم مغفور أسكر علي خان الفاتحة مع الصلوات.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إني أسألك برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء وبقوتك التي قهرت بها كل شيء وخضع لها كل شيء وذل لها كل شيء وبجبروتك التي غلبت بها كل شيء وبعزتك التي لا يقوم لها شيء وبعظمتك التي ملأت كل شيء وبسلطانك الذي على كل شيء وبوجهك الباقي بعد فناء كل شيء وبأسمائك التي ملأت أركان كل شيء وبعلمك الذي أحاط بكل شيء وبنور وجهك الذي أضاله كل شيء. يا نور يا قدوس يا نور يا نور يا أول الأولين ويا آخر الآخرين. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تهتك العصام. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل النقام. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تغير النعم. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحبس الدعاء. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل البلاء. اللهم اغفر لي كل ذنب أذنبته وكل خطيئة أخطأتها. اللهم إني أتقرب إليك بذكرك وأستشفع بك إلى نفسك وأسألك بجودك أن تدنيني من قربك وأن توزعني شكرك وأن تلهمني ذكرك. اللهم إني أسألك سؤال خاضع متذلل خاشع أن تسامحني وترحمني وتجعلني بقسمك راضيا قانعا وفي جميع الأحوال متواضعا. اللهم وأسألك سؤال من اشتدت فاقته وأنزل بك عند الشدائد حاجته وعظم فيما عندك رغبته. اللهم عظم سلطانك وعلى مكانك وخفي مكرك وظهر أمرك وغلب قهرك وجرت قدرتك ولا يمكن الفرار من حكومتك. اللهم لا يجد لذنوبي غافرا ولا لقبائحي ساترا ولا لشيء من عملي القبيح بالحسن مبدلا غيرك. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك وبحمدك. ظلمت نفسي وتجرأت بجهلي وسكنت إلى قديم ذكرك لي ومنك علي. اللهم مولاي كم من قبيح سترته وكم من فادح من البلايا قلته وكم من إثار وقيته وكم من مكروه دفعته وكم من ثناء جميل لست أهلا له نشرته. اللهم أعظم بلائي وأفرط به سوء حالي وقصرت به أعمالي وقعدت به أغلالي وحبسني عن نفعي بعد أملي وخدعتني الدنيا بغرورها ونفسي بجنايتها ومطالي يا سيدي. فأسألك بعزتك ألا يحجب عنك دعائي سوء عملي وفعالي ولا تفضحني بخفيه ما اطلعت عليه من سري ولا تعاجلني بالعقوبة على ما عملته في خلواتي من سوء فعلي وإساءتي ودوام تفريطي وجهالتي وكثرة شهواتي وغفلتي. وكن اللهم بعزتك لي في كل الأحوال رؤوفا وعلي في جميع الأمور عطوفا. إلهي وربي من لي غيرك أسأله كشف ضري والنظر في أمري. إلهي ومولاي أجريت علي حكما اتبعت فيه هوى نفسي ولم أحترس فيه من تزيين عدوي فغرني بما هو وأسعده على ذلك القضاء فتجاوزت بما جرى علي من ذلك بعض حدودك وخالفت بعض أوامرك فلك الحمد علي في جميع ذلك، ولا حجة لي فيما جرى علي فيه قضاؤك، وألزمني حكمك وبلاؤك. وقد أتيتك يا إلهي بعد تقصيري وإسرافي على نفسي، معتذرا نادما منكسرا مستقيلا، مستغفرا منيبا، مقرا مذعنا معترفا، لا أجد مفرا مما كان مني، ولا مفزعا أتوجه إليه في أمري غير قبولك عذري وإدخالك إياي في سعة رحمتك. اللهم فاقبل عذري وارحم شدة ضري، وفكني من شد وثاقي. يا رب ارحم ضعف بدني، يا رب ارحم ورقة جلدي ودقة عظمي. يا من بدأ خلقي وذكري وتربيتي وبري وتغذيتي، هبني لابتداء كرمك وسالف برك بي. يا إلهي وسيدي وربي، أتراك معذبي بنارك بعد توحيدك، وبعد من طوى عليه قلبي من معرفتك، ولهج به لساني من ذكرك، واعتقده ضميري من حبك، وبعد صدق اعترافي ودعائي خاضعا لربوبيتك. هيهات أنت أكرم من أن تضيع من ربيته، أو تبعد من أدنيته، أو تشرد من آويته، أو تسلم إلى البلاء من كفيته ورحمته. وليت شعري يا سيدي وإلهي ومولاي، أتسلط النار على وجوه خرت لعظمتك ساجدة، وعلى ألسن نطقت بتوحيدك صادقة، وبشكرك مادحة، وعلى قلوب اعترفت بإلهيتك محققة، وعلى ضمائر حوت من العلم بك حتى صارت خاشعة، وعلى جوارح سعت إلى أوطان تعبدك طائعة، وأشارت باستغفارك مذعنة. ما هكذا الظن بك، ولا أخبرنا بفضلك عنه. يا كريم يا رب، يا كريم وأنت تعلم ضعفي عن قليل من بلاء الدنيا وعقوباتها، وما يجري فيها من المكاره على أهلها، على أن ذلك بلاء ومكروه قليل مكثوه، يسير بقاؤه، قصير مدته، فكيف احتمالي لبلاء الآخرة وجليل وقوع المكاره فيها، وهو بلاء تطول مدته ويدوم مقامه ولا يخفف عن أهله، لأنه لا يكون إلا عن غضبك وانتقامك وسخطك، وهذا ما لا تقوم له السماوات والأرض. يا سيدي، فكيف لي وأنا عبدك الضعيف الذليل الحقير المسكين المستكين؟ يا إلهي وربي وسيدي ومولاي، لأي الأمور إليك أشكو، ولما منها ضج وأبكي، لأليم العذاب وشدته أم لطول البلاء ومدته؟ فلئن صيرتني للعقوبات مع دارك وجمعت بيني وبين أهل بلائك وفرقت بيني وبين أحبائك وأوليائك، فهبني يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي وربي، صبرت على عذابك فكيف أصبر على فراقك؟ وهبني صبرت على حر نارك فكيف أصبر عن النظر إلى كرامتك؟ أم كيف أسكن في النار ورجائي عفوك؟ فبعزتك يا سيدي ومولاي أقسم صادقا لئن تركتني ناطقا لأضجن إليك بين أهلها ضجيج العاملين، ولأصرخن إليك صراخ المستصرخين، ولا أبكين عليك بكاء الفاقدين، ولو نادينك أين كنت يا ولي المؤمنين، يا غاية آمال العارفين، يا غياث المستغيثين، يا غياث المستغيثين، يا حبيب قلوب الصادقين، ويا إله العالمين، أفتراك سبحانك يا إلهي وبحمدك تسمع فيها صوت عبد المسلم سجن فيها بمخالفته، وضاقت عذابها بمعصيته، وحبس بين أتباعها بجرمه وجريرته، وهو يضج إليك ضجيج مؤمل لرحمته، ويناديك بلسان أهل توحيدك، ويتوسل إليك بربوبيته. يا مولاي، فكيف يبقى في العذاب وهو يرجو ما سلف من حلمه؟ أم كيف تؤلمه النار
وهو يعمل فضلك ورحمتك أم كيف يهرق لهيبها وأنت تسمع صوتا وترى مكانه أم كيف يشتمل عليه زفيرها وأنت تعلم ضعفا أم كيف يتغلغل بين أتباعها وأنت تعلم صدقه أم كيف تزجر زبانيتها وهو يناديك يا رب أم كيف يرجو فضلك في إتقي منها فتترك فيها هيهات ما ذلك الذنوب ولا المعروف من فضلك ولا مشبه لما عاملت به الموحدين من برك وإحسانك فباليقين أقتوا لولا ما حكمت به من تعذيب جاحدي وقضيت به من إخلاد معاندي لجعلت النار كلها بردا وسلاما وما كان لأحد فيها مغرا ولا مقاما لكن لك تقدس أسماء أقسمت أن تملأها من الكافرين من الجنة والناس أجمعين وأن تخلد فيها المعاندين وأنت جل ثناء قلت مبتدعا وتتولت بالإنعام متكرما أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا لا يستعون صلوات. Last part of the dua, always remind ourselves that we should think of those who used to be with us. In fact, two of our brothers, who almost every Thursday night used to be with us, they're on the bed of the hospital. One is doing the brother Askandari, which we did Najib last week, and also brother Wahidian doing some other surgery. So they are in needs of dua, and those who wants to be with us for any reason can be here. Those who used to be with us, they no longer are alive. Inshallah, we remember all those, and we pray for all of them, and inshallah, we would benefit from the dua, night of Rahman, Maghfirah, and the sawab goes to all the marhumin, especially those who have sponsored these programs, and all the programs SABA anywhere else, inshallah. نسألكم الدعاء وتماس الدعاء. إلهي وسيدي وأسألك فأسألك بالقدرة التي قدرتها وبالقضية التي حتمتها وحكمتها وغلبت من عليه أجريتها أن تهب لي في هذه الليلة وفي هذه الساعة كل جرم أجرمته وكل ذنب أغلبته وكل قبيح أسررت وكل جهل عملت كتمت أو أعلنت أخفيت أو أظهرت وكل سيئة أمرت بإثبات الكرام الكاتبين الذين وكلتهم بحفظ ما يكون مني وجعلتهم شهودا علي مع جوارحي وكنت أنت الرقيب علي من ورائهم والشاهد لما خفي عنهم وبرحمتك أخفيت وبفضلك سترت وأن توفر حظي من كل خير أنزلت أو إحسان فضلت أو بر نشرت أو رزق بسطت أو ذنب تغفر أو خطأ تستر يا رب يا رب يا رب يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي ومالك رقي يا من بيده ناصيتي يا عليما بضري ومسكنتي يا خبيرا بفقري وفاقتي يا رب يا رب يا رب يا رب يا رب يا رب أسألك بحقك وقدسك وعظم صفاتك وأسمائك أن تجعل أوقاتي من الليل والنهار بذكرك معمورة وبخدمتك موصولة وأعمالي عندك مقبولة حتى تكون أعمالي وأورادي كلها وردا واحدا وحالي في خدمتك سرمدا يا سيدي يا من عليهم أولي يا من إليه شكبت أحوالي يا رب يا رب يا رب يا رب قض على خدمتك جباره واشدد على العزيمة جبانه وهب لي الجد في خشيته والدوام في الاتصال بخدمته حتى أسرح إليك في ميادين السابقين وأسرع إليك في البارز وأشتاق إلى قربك في المشتاقين وأدنب منك دنو المخلصين وأخافك مخافة المؤمنين واجتمع في جبارك مع المؤمنين اللهم ومن أرادني بسوء فارد ومن كادني فكر واجعلني من أحسن عبيدك نصيبا عندك وأقربهم منزلة منك وأخصهم زلفة لديك فإنه لا ينال ذلك إلا بفضله وجد لي بجودك واعتف علي بمجدك واحفظني برحمتك واجعل لساني بذكرك لهجا وقلبي بحبك متيما ومن علي بحسن إجابتي وأقلني عثرتي واغفر زلتي فإنك غضيت على عبادك بعبادتي وأمرتهم بدعائي وضمنت لهم الإجابة فإليك يا ربي نصبت وجهي وإليك يا ربي مددت يدي فبعزتك استجب لي دعائي وبلغني مناي ولا تقطع من فضلك رجائي وكفني شر الجن والإنس من أعدائي يا سريع الرزاق يا سريع الرزاق يا سريع الرزاق اغفر لمن لا يملك إلا الدعاء فإنك فعال لما تشاء يا من اسمه دواء وذكره شفاء وطاعته غنى ارحم من راس ماله الرجاء وسلاه البكاء يا سابق النعم يا دافع النغى يا نور المستوحشين في الظلام يا عالما لا يعلم صل على محمد وآل محمد وفعل بي ما أنت أهله صلى الله على رسوله والأئمة الميامين من آله وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا.
اللهم إنا ندعوك باسمك العظيم الأعظم الأعز الأجل الأكرم يا الله. Also for all the believers around the world, all the mu'mineen and mu'minat and mazlumeen around the world, those who are looking for your dua, and also for the Aqam Sahib Zaman, for your hajat, bil akhas, for those who ask for dua and shafa bil akhas, a sister who is battling with the cancer, a baby who is also in the hospital, and also our brother Wahidian and also brother Iskandari, and all those who ask for dua, please remember them and yourself and your family and your children, inshallah, for Imam of time. 5 times, inshallah. Meji Bismillah. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء أما يجيب المضطر أما